Hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy, and we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're excited to have Mr. Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried Barbecue on, and Mr. Tim Esh with Tiny E Barbecue. Both had a great weekend this past weekend, and going to certainly give honor where honor is due to Mr. Bill Purvis. Got his 7th state championship win this weekend, and automatic bid to the Jack. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get in. We don't want nobody to miss any part of the show, so bear with us. It's just kind of courteous to let everybody get in. I'd hate people to miss half the show, or 5 or 10 minutes of the show if we kicked it right off the beginning. And I always like to give you guys a shout out because we appreciate your support. So, Mr. Gordon, I can always count on you. For some reason, I think every time you've been number one. I don't know how you do it, but you must get your finger on the dial. But we appreciate you being here all the way from Cleveland. Mr. Murr, appreciate you being with us tonight. Justin, thank you for joining us. I'm doing well. I skipped a competition this past weekend that I had planned on going to, but I am going to be going one down in Anderson, Texas. It'll be my second CBA competition to do. I think there's going to be about 45 to 50 teams. There was 43, and then I registered, so I know there's 44. I'm sure there'll be a few more. It's going to be a fun competition. I got a chance to do my first CBA competition back in December, and I had a great time. Heard my song called 3 times. It was a lot of fun, and we're excited to go do another one. So that's going to be this weekend. It's going to be a stack field. It's going to be tough, and but we've been cooking pretty good barbecue. So we're going to see if the Louisiana boy can go in there and bang them second place briskets out again. So anyway, it's going to be a good event, and it's got a $10,000 payout. So if you're looking for something around the College Station area for a cook-off this weekend, be sure to go check that CBA event out there with the $10,000 payout. Lucas, thank you for being with us from the land down under. I haven't seen you in a while, brother, and we appreciate you being up bright and early this morning and joining us. Mr. John, thank you for joining us today. Darren, thank you for being with us, sir. Appreciate it. Paul, appreciate you being with us this afternoon. And Mr. Kyle, thank you for being here. Bobby Stewart, come on, brother. What you up to? I hope you're doing well. And I appreciate you being with us. Verrill, thank you for being. Chicken Fried Barbecue, he is on fire. That is for sure. We're going to talk a little bit about how fast he got those 7 state championships. And I was pretty amazed when I was talking to him today, and we started running some numbers. And, man, I tell you what, it was quite a run that he had. And he didn't have no small cakewalks that he did this at. He did it in some big boy competitions. We'll talk a little bit about that. I think it's going to be kind of cool to hear his journey. I don't remember if it was Scotty that we had on last year, or I think it was Scotty. Maybe it was Randall. I think it may have been Randall Kendricks. And we kind of heard the journey of which competitions you went to and how you did it. The journey to the 7 is what we called it. So it's going to be really interesting to hear what Bill's got to say. Steve, we thank you, brother, for being with us tonight, as well as Joe. Thank you for joining us. Christopher, thank you. What's up, Chris from Let It Smoke It and Barbecue in Connecticut. Appreciate you being here, Chris, all the way from Connecticut. Man, we got them. Here's another one from Ohio, Marietta, Ohio. Appreciate you, Emmeline, being with us tonight. Barefoot Cookers. All right. I think I met this young man up in Corey Mike's trailer at the American Royal. And good deal. Going to get a chance to meet you or see you again. And we'll see you, Lord willing, in Anderson this coming weekend. So, Jerry Miller, thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. We've been doing good. Mr. Danny Titus, hey, brother. Chicken Man's doing well. Glad to have you with us tonight. John, thank you for joining us. Stephen, man, here's another guy that's been absolutely on fire in the chicken category for sure. He's been doing good in the others, but man, he's been banging chicken left and right. So congratulations to what you've been doing, Stephen. And I guess you got the phone on and still working. So we'd like to get you on the show one day. And let me know when that is available for you, and we will definitely bring you on. Hello, and happy birthday, Mike. Thank you. I had my big 6-0, that 6-0 birthday this past Thursday. Can't believe it. Time's not getting any shorter, that's for sure. So we had a really good time with the family. Sup, live or die, live or die, live Q or die from New Hampshire. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Greg, thank you for joining us. Mike, hello from Hampshire, Illinois. Man, we've got them from all over the East Coast and up north. Brenda, I know she's from Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you, sweetie, for joining us, and happy anniversary to you and your love bug. Hey, everyone. Mater, Gorda County, go Texan this weekend. 4K first place brisket. Ooh, $4,000 first place brisket. Wow, I guess I didn't see that one. That's going to be a nice little payday. So, Mr. Tim Woolridge, brother, I hope things got straightened out with your truck. I was going to call you this morning and turn around and got busy. I hope things are better for you on that, and I'll call you tomorrow or give me a call tomorrow. I'd at least like to know what they ended up doing for you. Matthew, thank you for joining us from San Diego, California. Man, coast to coast now. Good evening, Randall. Thank you for being here. Adam, appreciate you being here. Preaching Barbecue here. Eric, thank you for joining us. Kyle Queen, tried to say hi to you in December, but you was running around like crazy. That doesn't surprise me. If you see me again, just pull me off to the side. So let's say, Roger, how you doing, sir? And 60? No way. You don't look 60, but I remember when you did. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. So I don't feel 60. At least everything is good except my lower back. Too many years in the race car. Man, a lot of G's, and it took its toll on the lower back. So if my lower back was all right, I would be in really, really good shape. But I'm very blessed. I don't take any medicine. I've got 120/80 blood pressure, and I'm happy. And Lord willing, God will keep me going just for a few more years with good health. So, Bill Purvis on here will be a good one. Tuning in from Southern Illinois. We got some other brothers from you there in Illinois. Nice shirt, man. We've all got it. You know, I didn't get the memo. All of a sudden, I see Tim and Bill on. I was like, wait a minute. I hauled up but to the house and went and grabbed my shirt. So we're all going to have them. Mark, hello, sir. Badass job at Paragon. Thank you. I appreciate it. We had another pretty good showing, and I got another one of them nice big trophies from the Paragon, and I had a good time down there. We always love it. It's one of our favorite competitions to go to. Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Good evening, Mike. I can't wait for old 7 times tonight. Yeah, he's coming. Hey, Mike, hello from Rainy, Ohio. We got a couple of them now that's in Ohio. And last but not least, we got Joe. You're blessed not having to take meds. Yes, I really am. I will tell you right now. I went to go get a little physical the other day for another life insurance policy, and they's like, any medication? Nope. I'm healthy and I'm happy. So, yeah, I hope it stays that way. I still need to get one of them chicken fried barbecue shirts. Well, Lucas, I'm sure Bill Purvis could hook you up. So when you go to the World Food this year, we'll make sure we get you one. Pineapples are good for your health. Yeah, probably are. I love pineapples. They taste good, especially with ice cream. Ohio versus the world. There we go. All right, we got 46,000 folks on here tonight. And looks like they're slowing down. We'll give everybody just another minute. I'm going to do a real quick spot here. I hope nobody gets upset when we do these, but truly, we couldn't do what we do without these guys. They're a big help for Barbecue Champs Academy, so thank you to all of our partners. Prairie Fresh, man, you supply so many of the competition people some awesome ribs and pork. We really appreciate it. Brian at Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop, man, always speedy delivery. He's got about every rub and you can imagine, and a beautiful store down there loaded with everything. We appreciate him and his Crawford products that he's got. I'll tell you what, if you've never tried Crawford Seasonal, it's one of the absolute best all-purpose rubs I've ever had. You need to check it out. It won, I think, in 2020, best rub on the planet at the American Royal. Texas Select Seasoning, Mr. Wild Bill's got some great products that always hit my stuff. Go check him out. Gunnar Wilhelm Knives, one of the best knives I've ever used. It is wicked sharp and holds an edge, as well as some of the $200 knives that I have. Also, Dustin Stanley at the barbecue store. Appreciate his fast delivery on getting products out to people. He's a big supporter of all the competition guys. All queued up, Mr. John Lindsay. And last but not least, my dear friend, Miss Gail, down at Daigle's Barbecue Sauces. And they got some wonderful sauces and glazes that we use quite often. And we really do appreciate their support as well. Look, it's time to get started. I got one more person that came in here. Let's see. Nope, we didn't. Pineapple is damn good on grilled. Yes, it is. I love it. Well, I tell you what, y'all heard enough of me. I'm just going to turn it over to the big man himself. And we're just going to let him rock and roll with it. Hello, sir. Take it away. And they don't want to hear me. They want to hear you. This is the guy, the man, the myth, the legend that we all dream and want to be like. So, Bill, man, congratulations, brother. I know, woo, has to feel good.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, man. So, yeah, it definitely feels good. I was fearing the worst for that seventh one, and everyone would say the seventh one's the hardest one to get. So, yeah, I was definitely fearing the worst, and thinking I was going to get eighth place. And it started out that way. Where I had a couple of third place. So, man, I was happy to get it done and get it out of the way. So now I can relax and have fun.
Yeah, have some fun now. Well, let's see. I guess it was about a month ago we had you on. I said, I would not bet against this man. And he's got, 4 full months to get one GC. Right. And I was like, I think you probably got this in the bag. And man, you freaking nailed it. You killed it. And we're going to talk about that road here in just a second of how you got there. I think people are going to be really impressed with some of the competitions that you won. It wasn't no cakewalk. All right, let's bring in the other man of the hour, Mr. Tim. Hey, Mr. Tim Esh, Tiny E Barbecue. Hey. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, baby. Yep, there we go. It's all chicken fried tonight. Let me get that. Let me get that thing out the way right there. Hold on. There we go. Come on now. We got it all lit up across the screen. Chicken fried barbecue.
There you go.
Anyway.
Congratulations, Bill.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Leave some of it for the rest of us now.
That's right.
Back it off. You can take it down a notch.
That's
what
a little bit.
Aaron Leslie told me to, lay it down. Let the rest of us kind of catch some.
What's right. We talked about this before. What's the record for number of qualifiers in a year?
Man, I don't know, but I have no idea. But I know it ain't me. So I'm sure. I think Fred. I know Fred at one. I think one year Fred had I'm not sure. He might have had 14 in 1 year. So
wow.
I'm just throwing that out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I know me and Chris, Heavy Smoke, we both got our, his seventh, he won 7 last year, and it was on the exact same day. His seventh and my seventh were actually the same contest. He won Mississippi last year. I was at the contest, and that was a year ago last week where he got his seventh. So,
wow.
So he had texted me the memory from his phone because I'd went on his Facebook page and said, congratulations on 7. And that memory popped up, your Facebook memories. He screenshot it and sent it to me. And then, of course, he goes on and he wins the jack,
Right.
So I'm like, man, I hope that's a good sign,
Yeah. That's pretty dang good. Oh, my gosh. That would be that. Here's the thing. If that happens, you're going to have 200 teams show up at that competition next year.
In Mississippi, right?
Yeah, in Mississippi, trying to I got to win that one. Let's see if we can get in for the jack. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, let's see. We got a few more folks on here. We don't want to miss any of the congrats. Congrats, Bill, from Justin. Matthew Fish. Congrats, Bill. Caitlin Crane. Hey, sweetie. Happy birthday to you. I think yesterday was your birthday. Hey, Mike. Hey, Chicken Fried. Congratulations on number 7. Gordon, number 7. Congratulations. Boom. Oh, damn. Them banners look great behind you. Yeah, he's got 1 or 2 of them. We're gonna get to that. Heck yeah. I want a shirt too. Yeah. Hey, it's chickenfriedbarbecue.com. I guess that's it. Whatever that website is, Bill, we'll plug it. You can get you one up. Chickenfriedbarbecue.com. He's got them on there. Kyle, congrats. There we go. We got one more. Roger, congrats. Yeah, man, this is awesome. Well, Bill, I tell you what, we're going to give you a little bit of the spotlight time. So, to me, it's fascinating to hear the journey to the 7. We were talking a little bit today. You got 7 literally in 9 months. July or August the 1st it starts, and by the end of April you got it. To get 7 in 9 months, man, that's pretty strong considering there's not a lot of competitions that are qualifiers in December, January, and February, except there's 1 or 2. So let's hear about that journey. Where'd you get the first one at?
Well, I'll tell you, the very first weekend that it opened, I went to Sonora. There was a Lone Star.
Uh-oh. Your camera went, Bill.
Really wanted to focus on trying to get 7. So,
Right.
man, right when it opened up, I went out there and me, Phil, Kit, there was a bunch of us out there. But, man, I ended up reserving the contest. I ended up tying in points. I think I tied in points with Greg Phillips, but I think I had a third brisket. He had a second brisket or something. So I walked away from Sonora, which was a good little track from the Houston area.
Right.
And then I ended up going chasing another qualifier down in Needville, and Rob Arocha won it, and I reserved it. So I was like, the first 2 weeks, because, we don't get, like I said, they're becoming more and more popular, but in general, in Texas, you really got to have 50 teams for it to be an automatic qualifier. Otherwise, you need a state proclamation signed off, by the state of Texas and all the rest of it. So, but no, that first one was with Tiny E in Tomball. There was a doubleheader. It was a KCBS. This was in October, and day one
was the weekend after the Royal.
Yeah, day one was a CBA, and day 2 was a KCBS. So I wasn't going to cook day 2. Tim was chasing points for the Johnny Trigg series, and Manuel was there, and he was going to use my trailer. But, they're like, hey, this is going to be a qualifier. It's got more than 15 teams, a first-year event. I thought, well, man, at the last minute on Saturday, I decided to cook because it was on Sunday. And lucky enough, Tim gave me a few brisket pointers, and they worked out in my favor. But Tim still won the overall series, which was what he was there for. Tim came down to, he wanted to win the overall Johnny Trigg series, which he did. And Tim actually reserved it, and that was my first qualifier. So that was
Tomball.
Tomball.
In October.
Yeah, I backed it off a notch that day to let him get ahead.
He had the most points. Just let him slide. Yeah. It's nice of you. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
So then there was a double qualifier the next month down in Lake Jackson, a double header CBA, and I went down there and ended up winning day 1. Fred Robles reserved it. So, and Fred had told me, man, if you want to chase the Jack, you really need to get 3 in before the year end.
Right.
That way, whenever things open up again, you've got 3 under your belt. So I win Lake Jackson in November, so then I've got 2. Then obviously there wasn't a whole lot going on as far as December. I don't remember any qualifiers as far as cooking, but next thing you know, San Antonio's coming at us, and San Antonio's in January, San Antonio Rodeo. And so I'm driving, I got invited. I was sponsored by Carlo Casanova. He's got a big group with Devil's River whiskey or whatnot. So I'm driving to San Antonio thinking this is in January. Like, man, it's a qualifier because it's 280 teams or whatever. But, man, I'm probably not going to beat last year's results, which I reserved it last year with like 298 teams. So I'm thinking, this is probably a wasted
Right.
There were other qualifiers that weekend that I could have gone to, but I had a free entry to San Antonio. San Antonio's a great stage. So, man, let's go run it at them again. And lo and behold, I get a third place brisket and a 5th place rib and enough points to GC it. So
wow.
All of a sudden I'm sitting on 3.
Yeah.
And then the next month is Houston Rodeo. So I'm there helping teams. And, I've got friends coming down that are cooking it. Chris is cooking it. So I'm cooking chicken for a team. So Houston Rodeo's in February. And right after Houston Rodeo, Austin Rodeo comes around. And, man, it's a CBA this year. San Antonio was a Lone Star. So, I already had, like I said, 3 of them and 3 different sanctioning bodies. But Austin Rodeo comes around, and it's the beginning of March. And lo and behold, man, I send the same food that I've been cooking, and I end up on the right tables. And
boom.
I walk away there with 4 and or 3. That was number 3.
Right.
No, Austin was 4. Austin was 4.
Austin was 4. Yeah.
And so the next week, I was supposed to go to Chris Schaefer's class up in St. Louis. And, I'm talking to Brad, and Brad's like, man, don't go to Chris's class. Chris does a great class, but, man, you're really hot right now. If I were you, you got 4 qualifiers, I'd keep cooking.
Yeah.
And I felt like Brad was right. I felt like he was right. He goes, man, Chris will, if you need anything from Chris, you can just call him. He'll help you out. We all kind of help each other,
right.
To a certain degree. And So I decided, man, I'm gonna go chase this IBCA down. They had 65 teams in Stockdale, and then, man, I hit first brisket, second rib, and I think 10th chicken, and won that one.
Wow.
And so
Now,
then I'm
now
sitting
you're
on
sitting at
5,
5. Yeah.
and then I'm telling you, I'm gonna go down and do that BCA with the Barbecue Food Network's gonna be there, and they weren't filming me; they were filming you.
Right.
But I thought, man, I'll go down there and see if I can't find myself on TV again. And yeah, sure enough, I hit first brisket, first rib, and ended up winning that one. So that was 6.
Right.
And I did two or three more, a couple of CBAs, and third place, fourth place. Went up IBCA, 10th place overall.
Right.
And then I ended up on, this last weekend, it was either go to Mississippi, and there was a KCBS in Mississippi, which is about 7 hours from the house, or go to Lampasas, which is 3 hours from the house. And Lampasas was paying $5,000, and Mississippi was paying $19,000.
Yeah, it's no brainer.
I might as well go with, if you're going to get lucky. Phil told me a long time ago, man, he goes for the money, because it takes luck to win these things. And
right,
man, when it is your turn to win it, and it is your turn to luck, to luck into them, it doesn't hurt if there's good money there. So
that's right.
I said, man, screw it. I'm going to go to Mississippi. And lo and behold, brisket came through. I got a perfect score in chicken, perfect score ribs. But I mean, those guys didn't make it easy. Pig and Whiskey was right on my tail. Fire Dancer. I mean, there were several of them. It was, man, I won it by less than a point. So,
wow.
But at the end of the day, man, it's a win. So
it's 7. It's number 7. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It's number 7. You can say whatever you want. And here's the thing, man. You were calling out, San Antonio Rodeo, 290-something teams. Austin Rodeo, I don't know, over 200 teams. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many teams. We had 55 in Bow Bridge, and I don't know how many you had at this weekend, but sounds like it was probably 40 or 50, I would imagine.
No, this weekend I think there was 28. But that
28.
IBCA was 65 teams. San Antonio was, I think, 288. Austin was, I think, 226. So
yeah, some incredible competition. So, man,
it's 5 different sanctioning bodies between IBCA, BCA, KCBS, Lone Star, and CBA. So
yeah, and it sounds like to me it was like about 12 or so. You had 7 grands, and I think you called off at least 2 or 3 reserves.
I had 3 reserves. I reserved a Louisiana one. I think, remember I called you going down to Bear Park.
Right.
And because Louisiana has been good to me. I've done well. And so has Mississippi. I've cooked Mississippi. I guess I've cooked Mississippi 4 times, and I've got 2 grands of reserve, and I think a 9th place finish. So Mississippi's been good to me, and so is Louisiana. So
right.
But yeah, I reserved a Louisiana qualifier. I reserved a Needville, and I reserved Sonora. So, and I was kind of kicking myself going, man, and all those were close, and even in Waco, Eddie beat all of us in Waco, but it was less than a point.
Yeah.
So I had probably 4 qualifiers that were less than a point away. And, I was kind of thinking, man, this might be a little harder than I think, because, and even if you're a half a point away, it's not a qualifier if you don't win it. So
that's right.
If you score the most points every time, you will win.
That's right.
That's in Tim's class,
Yeah. It's part of my class.
Yeah.
It's part of his classes, teaching you that if you score more points than everybody, man, you usually win. So
you got a good chance of winning.
Or you brought up a good point too. If the people ahead of you score less.
I did. That was an amendment to the class that, man, I didn't score all that great, but everybody scored less than me, So.
I love that. That's pretty good. Oh man, hello! Congratulations on number 7. Oh, Juke, that's a good deal. Oh man, well I tell you what, it was awesome to see. I mean, and when we heard about it, I just came in. I was outside doing something. I walked in. I was grabbing me something out of the refrigerator, and Sue said, "Phil Breeden just posted Bill got number 7." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" She said, "That's what it says." I was like, "Tell me." He's like, "Yeah, brother, it's it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so awesome." But man, you think about that. That's 7 grands. That's 3 reserve grand champions, and it sounds like maybe a total of 12 cook-offs. Ah, dang, man, that's pretty stout.
Yeah, maybe 12 or 13 qualifiers that I've cooked. So
yeah. Well,
yeah, it's funny awesome too, because whenever it wasn't a qualifier, but a few years ago, it was my first KCBS win, which was Humble Rodeo.
Right.
I'd sent my boxes to Fred before awards. And Fred replied back, man, congratulations. You won the contest. You know, I can tell by looking at your boxes you won.
Right.
And I
right.
did the same thing with Phil. I sent him my boxes before Mississippi. He goes, man, I'm calling it now. There's no way those boxes are losing. Congratulations on 7. And,
Wow.
and sure enough, both of them were right, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Your food is always amazing. I mean, it is always amazing. And man, I tell you,
the filters do a good job on them, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. There ain't a whole lot of filters. I know that for a fact because I was over here snapping pictures in your class, and there wasn't no filters needed. So they look great. Now I'll tell you what. I want to give a huge shout out. The amount of people that you have helped with your online classes at Barbecue Champs. I mean, you have had a tremendous amount of people buying your classes. And it is so cool to see those guys posting every weekend in the private message board. Man, there was a guy that posted, man, I have just getting killed in chicken. And yeah, man, I took your class. I had a 5th place chicken. I think he got a reserve or a grand champion because of it. He needed it. Guess what he was struggling in. I know another guy is stubborn as hell. His name is Mike something. He's been killing brisket and ribs, and his chicken that flew the coop. He can't find it. You would think he would just, go jump on the Bill Purvis chicken class and, be all right. But, you know me, I'm hard-headed. So Lee Hickle told me the other day, he was like, why won't you just use a class? I was like, you know me, I don't do that. So anyway, but it's really good to see, the success that you're having. And then to me, the success, and that's what I've always told the guys, if you come in and you do a class, give it your all because, man, it's going to make a huge impact on what you sell. And, Bill Manning just posted just a second ago, one of the nicest guys in barbecue, man. And you've helped a lot of people, man. And it's really rewarding. I know it's got to make you feel good. It makes me feel good to know that we're helping people.
A couple of weeks ago when I was in Fort Worth that, man, there was like 3 different people, all had reserves, and one guy had a grand, and 2 of them were at the same contest. And I don't think they did the math that both of them had taken the class. Right. Until they posted, the guy posted in the group that, hey, man, I got reserved thanks to Bill's class. And then somebody comes on top of him at the same conference. Man, I got grand thanks to Bill's class. So that was pretty cool, like I said, to see different stuff. And then I go to comps, too. I'm in Mississippi, and a guy posted, I didn't even know that someone was there that took it. And, he had a really strong walk in brisket. I don't want to say what number.
Right. Because he hadn't let it know, but it was
good brisket. He beat me in brisket. I'll tell you that. And I had a 6th place brisket, and he beat me. And I never even got a chance to meet the guy at the comp. So
wow, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. What did he say? Not hard-headed, just very determined. Yeah, Joe. I run my own stuff, man. My whole deal was I don't ever want to use the classes that you guys are coming in and doing against everybody. I try to run my own stuff. I've had my own brisket stuff ever since the beginning. I've got my own rib process that I do. They're killing it right now. And I'll play around with chicken. Our variations are off a little bit. I've seen what you've done. I've seen what some of the other guys are done. We're using some of the same products. It's just my injection's a little different. My whole method is quite a bit different. And, this chicken was banging it for me last year. Now, I don't know. I love my M16 grill. I love it. And I've cooked about 8 competitions on it. And I'm not saying it's the grill, but I'm going to go back to my 22-inch WSM. That's what I have cooked on forever and just have done incredibly well. Now, is it the cooker? Is it the cook? Is it the recipe? I don't know. But I
think Tim just had a 1st place chicken on a WSM, I think.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, huh? Was it first?
Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah, I switched, I switched a bunch of stuff up. I was stagnating, and you can't just try the same thing over and over. You got to keep up with it. So,
yeah. So, love my drum. And I'm going to change a little bit this weekend. I'm going to try something. I talked to Bill a little bit about what I'm going to do. And because I think I can utilize my big rotisserie smoker in the same way that I'm using my WSM. So I'm going to try that this weekend and see how I like it. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, yeah, I'll pull the drum out for the next one. I promise you. So anyway, and I'm walking into a hornet's nest. I mean, it's going to be a stack field. I mean, you got Randall Kendrick there. You got Alan Freeman there. You got Robert Smith there. Barefoot Creek Cooker guy. I think that's his team name. He's going to be there. He's a good cook. I mean, there's just going to be a bunch of good. Annie and Scotty Bryce is going to be there. It ain't going to be no cakewalk. I think there's 45, 46 teams that are already registered now. So, but I don't know. I've been cooking some good food. We'll see what happens. I may go over there and get my butt handed to me, but all I'm going to do is go do my best. That's all you can do. So, I need your brisket class in my life. It's my weakest category. Yeah, it's there. He's been killing it. Mike, you need to give a class. No, I don't. I don't want my crap. Run my WSM like a drum and chicken turns out great. Yeah, there you go, man. That WSM is just a bad cooker. So I need a class on slicing briskets and one on building a nice box. Bill can show you both of those, that's for sure. So, especially when it comes to building the nice box. So, well, man, I know you've got to be excited, Bill. I mean, I don't know if you've come down yet. Day 2 now after the weekend, you're probably just now coming back down to earth. So,
the only thing I wish my wife would have been there. So
I know it.
By myself, and she missed the live feed because she had a phone call or something. So, I called her and told her that I'd won, and she was freaking out. So,
right.
She's really excited about it.
Did you tell her you had to walk 4.5 minutes one way to turn your box in?
Oh, yeah.
I did tell her. I told her I was leaning on her pretty heavily about not, kind of leaving me out in the cold. So, but she doesn't buy any of it. She's like, you won plenty of them without me, So she's a hard sell. So
yeah.
But she wishes she'd have been there too, just to be there. So she really enjoyed Bow Bridge a lot. She was
sometimes twisting that arm just a little bit. Yeah, I remember you was in our trailer, and man, this is a nice trailer. I said, you need to get one. Tell Bill. Yeah. This is so nice. Yeah, but think how nice it'd be. Bill would be. You'd be happy. Next thing you know, hey, y'all getting a brand new damn 30-foot trailer. So I was like, just
she's
keep
the one
her
that
coming.
sent it to me.
That's right. I told you.
Here it is.
I
told
you. I told you. Let me work on her. I've got the magic. So
just don't get soft. Don't get soft with that new trailer. I mean, the one you have now has modified. It's got the hole in the floor.
That's right.
It does.
Custom
toilet, I love my trailer.
Custom racks. Yeah. So don't get soft with that new one.
Right. And I might have to take my old one to the Jack. Just that's where all the mojo's at.
That's it. That's exactly right. So. Let's see, Sean, where are you cooking, Mike? I'm cooking in Anderson, Texas, and it's a CBA event, Back the Blue. And yes, we did get the memo. So I didn't get the memo until I jumped on. They both had their shirt, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to be left out. And I hauled butt inside the house real quick and I grabbed my shirt. So anyway, and what else we got? Bill is banned from Mississippi going forward. Love him, but enough. I love it. Don't worry. I banned his butt from Louisiana too. So I said, stay away. So, all right, Tim, let's hear a little bit about your weekend, man. You had a pretty nice little event going over in Emory, Texas, and a first-time qualifier to state championship. So,
yeah, just so you know, I'm up to 2 now. 2 qualifiers. I'm nowhere near 7, but I'm chasing them down, slow and steady.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I'll let you have that.
You got them right where you want them, Tim. Right where you want them.
Yeah, right. Right in my sights. I will say I was
for another month. So.
I was beside him at Humble the first time he won his grand. In fact, I gave him my spot because
he did.
We swapped spots. So, anyways, but I'm glad to be part of watching him on this journey here because I was part of a couple of them, and
there you go.
We also had a good time out in Amarillo. That was a tough one out there with the cold and the wind, but
yeah, it was.
That
was one I got beat up on.
Yeah, don't worry. Not only did he beat up on you, I mean, I had a grand champion in Bow Bridge until the last call. So, because I had a second brisk, I had a 14th chicken. He didn't get a chicken walk. I was like, okay, I got points there. I had a second rib. I was like, oh, heck yeah. Bill has the first place rib. I was like, whoa, there we go. So then we go into brisket, and I got a second price brisket, and I was like, man, I'm walking back. And he tried my brisket. He said, it's good brisket. He said, I want you to try mine. I was like, if there's a brisket that's going to beat me, That would be the only brisket I think here on this park that will beat me would be yours. So I'm walking back after I got second, and I'm walking. He's sitting right behind me, and I'm about 5 feet from him. And I'm looking at him, and I got grand champion at this point, And the only thing that's going to beat me is going to be Bill with first place brisket. And I'm walking up to him, and he's looking at me, and I was like, "Go on and get up." He ain't even made the call yet. Go on and get up, Bill. And then about that time, Andy calls out the last two numbers, and he looked at me and he smiled. I said, "I told you, go on and get up, go get that first place brisket." So, and then we got back, and then we started figuring the points. I thought Brady had us, and I thought Bill had reserve, and I had third, and because I couldn't remember all of Brady's calls. And I was like, I think Brady's got us by 1 or 2 points. But then you got me in the tiebreaker. I said, I think he's got it, And then all of a sudden, Andy said, we have a 3-way tie for grand champion. I looked at him, I turned around and said, brother, you just got number 5, brother. And I was like, that was number 6, wasn't it? You guys got number 6. So yeah, I've been his whooping boy as well. So he's beat all of us, but it was great. I was so happy for him. So
yeah,
anyway.
It's good to be part of it. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really is. So what did you end up doing in Emory? You had
they had a first year event out there. The promoter did a good job. Ray Dockery put on. It was a Smoking for Limbs. Their charity is
what sanctioning body was it, Tim? What sanctioning body was it?
Bill, there's a new sanctioning body called Outlaw Barbecue. Have you ever heard of it? There's an inside joke between Bill and I there. So, anyways, they were. It was a first year. It was state qualifier. He went and did that. So I was out of town. I got home a little bit early. Went to HEB and did some last minute shopping. Went out and we made 15 teams and ended up walking away with a second chicken, first rib, second brisket. Ricky Bocanegro was there. He had been on fire lately, so it was kind of down to the two of us. And
yeah,
Ricky's been killing it. He's been killing it. Yeah.
So it was a tiny E, we them boys, head-to-head shootout there, and ended up on top. My goal was to beat him in brisket, but I did not accomplish that. And he got first, and I got second. So
I heard he wanted some of me in brisket. I had news for him. He didn't want none of me in brisket.
He asked me. He goes, "Is Mike coming?" I said, "I don't think he is." He goes, He says, "I was going to take him down." That's what he said.
Yeah, I was going. I was going to school his butt on brisket. Oh, I love Ricky. He is so awesome. So
yeah, that was good. They have a good potential for next year to build it up. And the promoter, it was his first year, so he really learned a lot. On how to get cooks to turn out and everything. So it's been pretty good.
Right.
So it was a good weekend.
Yeah. So you've got some new stuff cooking with Outlaw. I know the board's been kind of meeting a little bit, and you've kind of talked to me a little bit about it, which you can tell me. Anything that you can share or
a couple things. So just an hour before this, we had a promoters roundtable. So we're trying to help promoters get their cook-offs a little bit bigger. We're targeting those any promoter, but mostly the guys that have 15 to 20 to 25 cooks that aren't, getting any bigger. So we had Justin West and Steve Boland try to give some hints on where, because you know as well as I do, money's a driver. If you don't have the money, very few people are going to, come in unless it's you're not going to get the turnout without the money. So we talked a lot about that, some things they can do. So we're trying to help the promoters, grow the sport a little bit. We're looking at a couple rule changes come around the middle of July. We're still rewriting them, but we're looking at it'll have to do with the number of boxes on the table until we go to 2 rounds of judging, and then it'll have to do with the points. We're looking at not calling all the final table anymore, but only calling top 12 to reduce some of the ties and make it a little more competitive, because the calling the whole top final table was designed to get the new cooks. Hey, look, I got a call this weekend.
Right.
That's kind of evened out, and we also don't want to alienate the regular cooks, so we're kind of trying to make a happy medium. So we're listening to what the cooks are saying and trying to make it better. Yeah. The bonus points we're taking a look at. We're not going to change anything at this moment, but we are taking a look to see how that can be, because it's a fairly new scoring system, so we're trying to tweak it.
Yeah. I love it.
So, and we have our end of the year event. We're almost ready to announce that. Not quite yet, but I can tell you this: we're not going to do like we did last year, where you have an invitational and an open at the same time. You turn in 2 boxes. So we got some feedback on that, mostly like nobody wants to do it again. And I can see that. So we may go to a 2-day. We're still kind of kicking that around, getting some input from the cook. So
Right.
We do know it'll be the first weekend in December. Just the location and the details will be worked out, fairly soon. So
That's good.
we're doing pretty good. We got a lot of cook-offs. We're helping the promoters, and it's turning out to be pretty good. So
That's good. That's good.
Bill Purvis was the 250th member, and he got a free membership for being 250. So
Yep, I remember that. That was in
Born
Denton,
lucky,
Texas.
Born lucky.
yeah. Let me know when you're going to Vegas. I'll go with you.
That's right.
You and Lee Hickle.
Yeah, I'll book the plane ticket for us. So, so Darla, do you know Darla Strickland?
Yeah,
I think my
know
grandma
Darla,
would be proud of. I think my grandma would be proud of Bill. She was worried he was eating too many hot dogs. Ha ha. She wanted him on peas and cornbread and squash here in East Texas. Hey, I'll tell you right now, I'll take me some peas, cornbread, and squash all day long. So that's awesome. Who else we got on here? Anthony, what's up? Wild Bill, congratulations on number 7. Hey, if anybody's got any questions for either of these guys, whether it's something you have a question about Outlaw that Tim could probably answer, or if you have any questions about anything. Okay, go ahead. Or if y'all got any questions about anything in general, this is a good time to drop them in. That's why we like to do these things live. I think it's a lot more interactive, and we can read people's comments, and you got questions and stuff like that. No luck needed. Bill is just a badass. I'll tell you right now, he's on a roll right now. That's
he is definitely on a roll, and he works hard at it too. It's not just pure luck. It's like he's 24/7 barbecue.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no doubt. So, oh goodness gracious. So what's up next for you, Mr. Tim?
I'm not sure. I have to go out of town for a couple of weeks, so I do know we're going to do the CBA out in Fort Davis. So I have to figure out how to cook goat by the middle of June.
All right.
So that's one of the categories. So we're going to head out for that one. And I'm not sure what's in between there yet, but we'll see. I just don't have the time or the capacity to cook every weekend, like Bill does. But, when you're going to do it, you might as well go do it,
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. All right, new cook-off in Royce City, Texas, Outlaw. Have you heard about this?
I have. We saw the request for sanctioning. It's still not finalized, but I did see it's, I forget, Cody knows where it's at. He knows it's a barbecue restaurant there in Royce City.
Okay, good.
I think it's coming up here in a couple of weeks. So.
Okay, good.
But the Promoters Roundtable is on our Outlaw website, so if people want to go back and listen to it, they can listen to it. And if people have questions, just feel free to reach out.
Okay, so if you want to know more about it, it's Outlaw Barbecue Association is the Facebook page, and you can go. And they had a roundtable discussion with him and Justin and Bernie and Benny.
Justin and Steve Bolin and
Steve
Cody.
Bolin. Okay, and Colin. And anyway, I mean, it was good. I forgot about it, and then all of a sudden I caught the last 10 or 15 minutes of it. Just y'all got some good information there, and they help their promoters.
That's all right. So any more questions you have about Bill that we just answered, go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, that's fine. We already got them all. So yeah. Oh goodness gracious.
I can't see the chat. I'm on my phone, so.
Okay.
If there's a question you need me to answer or whatever.
Yeah, I'll pop it up on the screen. So far, everything's been good. A lot of congrats. And are you seeing the pop-ups that I'm putting on there, Bill?
I do. Yeah, I can see those.
You can see the pop-ups.
We see the pop-ups, just not the comments.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. It's pretty awesome with what you achieved, and it's really been amazing to watch. It's fun to see it. I mean, we were all watching Randall last year chasing. His 7 and Scotty and Anna. I mean, they came down to the very last weekend when they got theirs. So,
yeah, I was there when they got. That was up in Paris.
Paris, yeah.
Yep.
I was planning on going, but I told Susan, I said I don't want to go, and she was like, "Why not?" I said, "Man, I would feel horrible if I went there and I won that deal, and they got reserve or something." I said I would just absolutely feel horrible. I said I wouldn't. You wouldn't?
That's cooking.
I would have.
That's cooking.
I didn't want to do it. So.
They got to get more points than you. That's how they have to
win. They got to get more points.
Yeah, Tim was trying to beat me in tomball. He was trying to take me down.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to watch. You got to watch Tiny. All right, is Bill's KCBS chicken class separate from all access? Yes, it is, Gordon. When you buy his all access, it comes with the half chicken. If you want the KCBS, you have to, or the KCBS chicken, you have to add the thigh class to it. It's $100 more, and then you get both the thighs and you get the half. So it's $6.99.
Can I tell a quick Bill Purvis story?
Oh, yeah, we're all ears.
Okay, so I think it was last year. Bill went to the World Food down in Dallas, about 25, 30 minutes from me. And I get a call on Sunday, I guess. He's like, "Hey, I made it through the finals. Manuel's got to go home. Can you come help me on Tuesday?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I think this was the week before we were going to Shawnee or something, the World Invitational or something. So I go down there and I show up. I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" He's like, "I don't know, man. Just kind of hang out." He said, "Can you go to the store and get me some chicken wings? We're going to do a tiger stripe chicken, and I'm going to put wings all around it." I said, "Sure." So I went to the store. I got stuff for Aaron Leslie, Johnny Trey. Anybody down there needed something, I went to the store and got it and brought it back. So we get there, and and I the way I cook, I have a checklist, and I have a minute by minute. I know exactly what I'm doing and everything. So I'm standing there. I said, "All right, where's your board? What are we doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. You think we ought to light that pit now, or what should we do?"
That's like, Bill.
You've got to be kidding me. This is the first time I'd ever cooked with him.
Yeah, that's Bill.
And I look around, and Vanessa's over there shaking her head, and then he's like, "Well, let's go to the cook's meeting." So we went to the cook's meeting, and they talked and come back. He's like, "I really don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. This is the World Food Championships, and you have no plan." Anyway, so we cook this chicken and do all this stuff, and there's no timeline. It's just, hey, this is good. We get everything turned in.
Tim made the coleslaw. I should have made the coleslaw.
I did make the coleslaw. Yeah. Best coleslaw in the world as of last year because we were top 10. Anyways, I'm halfway home, and I'm like, we didn't use those wings I bought. They were in the freezer. So I called him up. He goes, "Yeah, we never put them on the tray." So they were he turned in the whole chicken and then the little wing things. But that was my experience of cooking with him. I won't say the word flabbergasted, but I was I don't know how his classes are, but I mean, if you get a chance to cook with the guy, you're like,
yeah, it was. I had to get Bill honed in on time. Like, hey, when you put that on, it's 8 o'clock, 8:30. Well, let's just kind of pin it down just a little. Well, okay. If I have to, it's going to come out of the brine here at 7. It's going to get injected at 8. Rubs are going to go on at 9, and I'll like the pit somewhere in between there. And by 9:30, I'll have it on. I was like,
and the best is
good.
You walk over there early in the morning. I got my coffee. I walk over to talk to him, and then there's charcoal just dumped everywhere because he just opened his cans and cleaned them out from the day the cook before, and the charcoal's on the steps. That's why that nice trailer, Vanessa's going to kill you if you treat it like the old trailer.
Oh yeah. And Vanessa, I can kind of tell she's the OCD just from the time I've been around her.
I watched their turn-in process. I stood to the back. I did not.
Yeah, and
I almost left the trailer.
I would. Her and Suzette would be like, "Oh my gosh, them two are both OCD," and I'm sure she's trying to keep everything in order. And Bill's like, just throw it over there, don't worry about it.
But it was fun, and I'm glad to have been a part of a lot of where he's gotten to today. So I enjoy being around him every time I get the chance.
Absolutely, he's a blast. All right, Kevin Hernandez, can we just get the thigh class by itself? Yes. Go to Barbecue Champs Academy, bbqchamps.com. Click on Bill's picture on the homepage. It'll take you to his class, and if you scroll down, it'll have the chicken thigh class by itself. You can add it to the cart, and you can buy just that as an you can buy any class if he's got 5 classes: brisket, rib, pork butt, chicken, and bbqchamps.com. Heck, let's just explain this real quick. We got a few people asking, and hey, this guy deserves it, right? So let's do this just real quick, and I'll walk you right through it. And I don't want to invite nobody into it, but I do want to present something. So give me just 1 second, guys, and this will kind of help everybody out because I've had a couple people already ask. So you should be seeing the screen. If you go to the home page, I don't know if you can see it now, but this is the home page, bbqchamps.com. And you'll click on Bill Purvis, and then it'll take you to this. If you hit the Get All Access, this is going to get you the 4 meats: brisket, chicken half, pork butt, and ribs. And that is $5.99. And then if you want to add the KCBS thighs, CBA thighs, it's $100 more. So that is only $100 more when you buy the 4 meats. So you can get all 4 meats, $5.99. If you want to add the chicken thigh, it's another $100 at $699. Now, if you scroll down a little further, we have the individual classes. You want to buy just this class, it's $150. If you want to add another, or excuse me, it's $249 for the first class. If you want to add each additional class, it's $150. $150 for this one, $150 for this one. And if you want to jump down to this one, it would be the same. So that's how the classes break down. You can buy 2 classes for $399. The best deal, obviously, is the all access, because with the all access, you get access to the private Facebook page. And the private Facebook page is where we go in, answer questions. People can ask him things, blah, 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 this, that. We got a lot of information that's going on there. So it's a la carte if you want it a la carte by clicking. If you just want that thigh class, man, just roll down here and click that and you got it. So, man, I have really got to do some updating on this now, Bill. I mean, holy cow. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to get to add to this. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that answered everybody's questions there. So you can get it however you want. If anybody's bought Bill's class, and you want to give him a shout out on here, I know he would appreciate it. So let us know if you've done it and what you think of it. All right, we got a couple questions here. Bill, what's your preferred smoker? Drum, green egg, or offset?
Drum.
He is a drum cooker, no doubt. Hot and fast.
Deep fryers. Chicken fried deep fryers.
Chicken fried, that's it. Let's see what else we got. Cooking with Bill is an adventure. Yeah, Manuel.
Oh, yeah, there's Manuel.
Yeah, Manuel. There we go, Manuel. Yeah.
Manuel warned me about it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, how much for the shirts? Well, they're on chickenfriedbbq.com. chickenfriedbbq.com. Bill, how much are the shirts, brother?
Man, I can't remember. My wife put them all on the site.
Go check them out. You got plenty of money.
They may be $25 or something. So.
Yeah, there we go. Get you one, Mark. They're pretty awesome, very soft, very nice. Cooking with Bill's Adventure, we got that one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Great classes. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you, Mike. I really do appreciate it. Let's see what we got from Greg. Can we get some gallon jugs of rib grind set aside for us Texas guys before old Bill wins the Jack and then it becomes out of stock all over the U.S.? Yeah, you better have plenty of that stuff available, because after that, brother, chicken fried's going to be everywhere. Let's see. Yes, it did. Thank you. All right, what else we got? Good call. I will take 2 gallons. Stephen, here we go. Question for Tim. Is there any talk of having a points race in Outlaw's future? Good question.
So
that's a great question.
Yeah.
It is a great question. Yeah. So there initially there was not, and the reason we started it was to kind of get back to the basics and make it, and it's kind of getting a little bit bigger, way bigger than we thought. So I'm not saying no, but we have to keep true to our roots. The reason we formed Outlaw was to keep the guys that cook 3 or 4 times a year. But I'm not saying there may not be some talk about some internal points chases, or not to copy Joey or any of those guys, but like a 6-pack or some kind of thing like that, because that also gets your cook-offs bigger. If you target certain cook-offs, you're going to have some more cooks at that. So there is talk of something, but I'm not saying we're gonna do a formal points chase where you got guys, because what happens with that, and the reason we're not looking at it is because you get towards the end of the year and you get your weekend guys that cook 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden they show up to cook off, and you got 8 dudes that drove 8 hours to get there to get points, and then they get the local people or the people that we're trying to grow don't have the fun that they have. So there's got to be a happy medium in there where we can cater to the more experienced cooks, but we also have to stay true to what we're doing in Outlaw and keep the newer people coming, because we're getting a lot of younger kids. Terrell, we had a couple high school kids there on the team, and they had a blast and stuff. So we just got to remember we're not trying to be anything other than what we are.
Yeah, maybe we have an Outlaw shootout.
Yeah,
I like the name Outlaw Shootout, and you pick kind of similar to what Joey's doing. You pick out 6 competitions. And maybe 8, and then you'll take the best 6.
And I will say this, and there's a lot of people out there that know this, and a lot of people that don't know it. When we first started this, it was like, oh yeah, let's just go cook. Being on a board and running an organization is a ton of work, and it is a lot more work than people I think I appreciate. So the people that do that and put this on, I mean, it's, we have or most of us have regular jobs, that we have to I'm going out of town for the next 3 weeks, so it's hard to have that drum beat. So we're trying to get some other people to help out too. So we're doing what we can, but as long as we're still having fun, that's our main goal.
Right. All right, Mike. Say, hey, what do you guys recommend for a KCBS cook? Is there classes for trimming brisket and pork? I have been involved with the backyard. Well, I just dropped a link in there, and then Mike, if you was on here just a second ago, you saw me go to Barbecue Champs and went to Bill Purvis's page. He's got a class that will show you all what he does on KCBS trimming brisket and pork as well, and it's all KCBS stuff on that. And
but I'll tell the guy Mike too, depending on what cooker you use. I'm cooking on drums, so
right.
And if you're cooking on an offset, you might want to take somebody else's class that uses an offset. Just like I said, the processes on the drum is probably a lot different than the process that some of the outlaw guys or some of the offset guys use. So
here's one quick comment.
Yeah. He cooks on drums.
Comment I'll make on classes. I've taken a couple classes myself, including one on Barbecue Champs there, and not Bill's, because I have the shirt already. I don't need to take it.
Basically.
What I will tell people about classes is there's those who take it and they try to emulate everything that's in that class, and they do well for 2 or 3 cook-offs, and then they're lost. They don't know where they're going. So when you take a class, you have to pick things out of that class that's going to work for you. Just because it worked for Bill Purvis, well, it'll work for everybody. But normally, if you take a class, what works for that person doesn't always work for you. So you have to pick and choose what's best. And in your mind, you don't say, I have to do it like that guy. It's like, I'll take 2 or 3 of those tips and apply it towards my process and make it better. So when you have your own process, you're going to do good. You're going to do well over a period of time, instead of having 2 or 3 or 4 cook-offs that you're at the top and then all of a sudden you can't hit anything for a year.
Right.
So that's what I would say about any class.
Man, and I would probably, be devil's advocate on that advice. Like if you take my class and I'm running LC barbecue products, man, don't switch them out for Meat Church and expect the same result.
Yeah.
Nothing against Meat Church, but
I'll give you that.
I've had people that have taken the class and then they go and say, well, I did this and I did this. And I'm like, well, that's not in my class.
Yeah. We've got some people that's been.
And there's no guarantee on anything. There's no magic recipe that makes things walk. You still have to cook the food. But at the same time, too, man, if you do take a class, give that class a chance, before you start changing everything, because man, you can change yourself right out of it. And I didn't use your sauce. I used a different sauce. Well, man, I don't know why you didn't walk, but I don't use that sauce, That's
right.
So,
that's right.
But we've got tell Kevin Hernandez, I think he put a comment. We will switch shirts. I think it was.
Oh yes, I forgot. I saw that. Yeah,
and he's got some new shirts out. My pits are burning. Man, that guy's killing it. He's number 2 in CBA right now. He won the world championship. I think he's just had like 3 or 4 GCs in a row. He's probably one of. I mean, we all think I'm pretty hot, but man, this cat's pretty hot too. And he's doing a great job. He's knocking them down. So I think he's number 2 right now in CBA.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt. James Dawson.
I'll see him this weekend in Bishop, and I'll bring a shirt, Kevin.
There you go. Let's see. Take a barbecue.
Do you charge more for the ones that you have worn?
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
that should be an extra $100, especially if it's got the sweat from Mississippi.
Yeah, it's like a rock star throwing them off the stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can rewatch it.
There's very few people that can wear the ones that I've worn.
I will say I have been mistaken for chicken fried at the Royal last year. They thought that was
funny.
He gives people the bird, whenever he tells them to fuck off. I mean, he's pretty bad. And
then they say, "I met that chicken fried guy. He's an ass."
Yeah.
Let's see. That's what I did. I took stuff from all the classes and a few other sources, and that's when we got our first grand champion. Yep, that's it. Let's see. Understood. Appreciate the Kindle feedback. Yep, that's it. Yeah, and he cooks on drums. I mean, the drum cookers we had was Robert Smith,
Sterling,
Bill, and Sterling. There's our 3 drum cookers. Robert, Bill,
and I do my ribs on the Rectech pellet grill. So.
Yeah. But we did cover how you did do them on a drum.
Because I've cooked them a lot on the drum. And
I'm
not scared to cook them on the drum, but I've just been enjoying this pellet grill.
Yeah, let's see. Heck yeah, I'm on a frame. Okay, we had one other question I want to get to, Paul. All right, let's see here. General scoring advice in BCA comps. Okay, what advice would you guys give on how to interpret your scores if you are getting 10, 9, but also a 5, 6 on a certain meet? All right, well, I cook quite a few CBAs or BCA competitions, and a lot of times what you have to do is if you have a judge that's given 5s or 6s, you have to look and see what that judge scored everybody else on that table. If that judge scored 5 or 6s, on that particular, so you had 2 judges, but all those judges, he was scoring everybody 5s or 6s. That judge just is not giving high scores. We all got beat up by the same judge. Not really, because he gave everybody a lower score. So if it's just a 5 or 6, and you had really good 9s or 10s on everything, and you had a 5 or 6 on a cup on one judge, and say everything else was good, and you had one judge give you a 5 or 6. It could have just been there was one thing in there that he didn't like, right? It could have been either too salty, he was looking for more heat and you didn't have it, or it was just...
He could have got an end piece of a brisket that was crumbly and dry.
Yeah, it could just be... So I look at that, when I get a bunch of good 9s, 10s, 8s and all that, and then I have one score that's going to be that 6, I don't worry about one or two judges. But when it's across the board, that tells you right there, you probably, you might want to try it one more time. Me, I don't. I mean, if it was that bad off the get-go, I'm going to probably try something else. But you can't let one judge beat you up. First, see how that judge scored everybody else. And 2, then look at, okay, I'm really good. I think it was a competition I think it was in Minden last year. I got reserve grand champion. And man, I was really rolling. All my scores was really good. I had one judge that just didn't like something. And that was just enough points that I would have got a GC off of it. So, but it was just probably there was something on there that he didn't like, or like Tim said, it may have just been a little dry. I don't have dry brisket, but anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, but I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. Just try it again and see what happens. If you got that many, you're in good shape. So 9s and 10s across the board is pretty good. Let's see. Do you have any woods that cook? Any cooks on a backwood? No, you do though. So no backwood cookers. Let's see. Hey, Bill, Jen, Lynn. Let's see. Understood. Appreciate the. Okay, we already got that one. We got a few more comments coming in here. Let's see. Heck yeah, I'm gonna frame it. Okay, you're gonna get the shirt frame. There's the king. All right, here we go. How many drums do you usually take to a comp? There we go.
Man, I usually take 4 because that's usually what's on my porch. So,
okay.
Just depends, if I don't feel like offloading or whatnot. So, I usually have 4 on in a Rectech.
Some people can do it on 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. Tim's done a lot on 2.
Show off. He's just showing off. That's all.
2 drum mafia.
Yeah, 2 drum mafia. That's him.
Man, if you're Drew Davis, you'll cook a KCBS on 1 drum.
Yeah, you'll cook on 1.
Yeah.
I've been throwing that out there, and no one's biting on it, but I'd like to have a contest for full KCBS where you're only allowed 1 drum.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I keep throwing it out to Brad and Fergie and all those guys, and nobody wants anything to do with it.
Yeah, I'd have a 4-foot tall drums. What I would have, I'd be set. It wouldn't be no problem. I'd take 2 22-inch WSMs. I would put them bad boys together, and baby, I would be ready to rock and roll. So bring it. Tell me I don't want to be on that same table. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. Sweet tea. Come on. Love y'all.
That's Bobby Stewart, sweet tea.
Oh, yeah. Preferred wood used by Bill.
Man, I run usually royal oak charcoal, and if I have some pecan wood, I'll throw that in there. I'll throw some apple wood. Here lately, I've been throwing some apple wood on my brisket, but just a couple of chunks. But for the most part, I'm just running royal oak charcoal. So,
okay.
Royal oak lump.
I have 3 in a pellet. Okay. We use 3 in a Green Mountain Grill. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you can't hardly beat it. Yep. Wild Man, Brisket Mania. All right. Well, I tell you what, guys, it's been a great show. We've kept everybody's attention all night long. We still got 44 folks on here. So, Tim, any last comments, brother?
No, I'm really worn out from all the questions I got tonight.
I understand. I mean, we were all going to be playing second fiddle to Bill. It didn't really matter.
Against him, I'm kind of like this.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bill. I'm very happy for you.
No, thanks, Tim, man.
Look who showed up late to the
There
party.
he is.
Oh,
Hey, where you at, man? I heard you wanted some of me. You did not want none of me. I did not want to disappoint you with that brisket. You would have went down, brother. I promise you. I want you to.
Wow.
Come on. I love. Oh, yeah, we got some smack going now. I love Rick. He is so awesome.
Yeah,
So
Ricky tried to intimidate me to awards. He got up to get one of his awards. He kicked my beer over, and he said it was an accident, but I know it wasn't.
Yeah, he said I'm coming for you, Tim. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
taking it. Yeah, he's good. You take your attention off of me. You go put it on him, brother. So I'll find you down the road somewhere. Me and you gonna duke it out. Oh, goodness gracious. I love Rick. He is so awesome. He is so awesome.
Great breakfast.
And Mike. Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm waiting on you. I had a brisket with your name written across the top of it. We got the trash talk going now. All right, brother. Bill, you're up, bro. Anybody you want to thank?
Man, I thank Midland Meat. So they give me briskets. Man, I thank LC Barbecue, Cosmos. Trying to think, Race Crew Drums. There's quite a few of Royal Oak Charcoal, Ant Mafia, Adam Martinez. So trying to think anybody else. Blues Hog, man. I think everybody's running Blues Hog in their game. You know, if you're not, you probably need to.
I've heard it's on the first place brisket and it's on the last place brisket.
And that probably is. You know,
on any of the meats.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, it's probably about it. You know.
Okay. And all the other ones that he may have forgot. That's the disclaimer that's at the bottom. So
RecTech, you know, I definitely want to thank RecTech, you know. So they've been, and I scored a perfect rib this weekend on that RecTech 590. So
yeah,
they never touched anything else but that RecTech. So
yeah, that's awesome. That is.
I do have a quick
awesome.
list here. When you said I had something earlier, I didn't know it was time to list our sponsors. So me, myself, and he filled up my gas tank this weekend.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I do like give a shout out to Ann Leslie, Texas Oil Dust, and then also Texas Select Wild Bill. He gives some. I've been using stuff on his brisket stuff forever. And Big Country Barbecue, Dave and Brad Pauly got some good stuff. And my final sponsor that I use a little bit on my ribs is Chicken Fried Barbecue.
There we go.
So,
we've all got it, brother. Everybody wants
with
one.
Some grind. So, but I use it. It's not just for barbecue. I use it on a bunch of other stuff too.
That's it.
That's on the Hot Dot series.
That's
the
it.
Hot
Dot sitting right over here.
Yeah, you tell Hot Dot just bring them chocolate chip cookies at the next competition we go
Just
to.
bring your cookies.
That's it. Just the best. They're up there. We love you, Hot Dot. All right. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. Whatever the price is, I'm good. You know, and that's going to go in your till, not in his till. So
That's right.
that's right. That's awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate y'all taking the time out of y'all's busy schedule to be with a nut job like me. I've really appreciate everybody tonight. It's been a great show. Next week, we got a special guest. We got a guy coming in from Jared, coming in from Canada, going to be on our show. He's got a really unique story, and we're going to talk about this Canadian cook that's been just absolutely killing it across the U.S., and so we'll have him on. Probably going to maybe have another grand champion or somebody that we'll end up finding on the circuit that kicked butt this weekend. And I hope everybody has a great week. Bill, Tim, good luck this weekend. Safe travels for you, Tim, and Bill, good luck. Not that you need it. You've been kicking butt anyway. And I'm going to go out. We're going to have a nice little time down in Anderson, Texas, and we'll go down there and donate to everybody and see what I can do. We're going to have out, like I always say, y'all go out the rest of this week. Have a lot of fun.